So today there was a major developing news in the murder of businesswoman Monica Kimani. The judge delivered the ruling today on this case, where the two main suspects were Joseph Irungu alias Jowie and Jackie Maribe. For those who don't know Monica Kimani, she was a young businesswoman whose body was found at her apartment in Lemuria Gardens located in Kitale Lane of Dennis Sprit Road in Kilimani, Nairobi County. Her lifeless body was dumped in a bathtub with her throat slit, her hands and feet were tied behind her back, and her mouth was taped shut. So the two main suspects in this case, that is Jowie and the former news anchor Jackie Maribe, have been on trial since 2018, with the prosecution having called 35 witnesses while the defense did not call any witness. Jowie and Jackie Maribe denied of knowing Monica or being involved in her death, but Assistant DPP Gikuyu Gichuku said that the evidence they presented in court was sufficient to have them convicted. Jowie was found with a gunshot wound which he had sustained on his chest, and he said that he was attacked and shot by goons, but later on he changed his narrative and claimed that he had accidentally shot himself. During that time, Jowie and Jackie were said to be in a romantic relationship, and thus Jackie was termed as an accomplice to the crime according to the evidence that was presented. Jowie had stolen an identification card of Dominic Bisera Haron 2 days before the murder, which he used to access Lemuria Garden apartments where the late Monica resided. So today, Justice Grace Nzioka of Milimani Law Courts delivered a ruling on this case after hearing the both sides. So guys, let's watch the next video of how Justice Nzioka ruled on this case.
Having considered the evidence in this matter, it is the finding of this court, yes. The case is based on circumstantial evidence, but the prosecution has adduced adequate evidence and has met the threshold. And to sum up, did the first accused person kill the deceased? It is the finding of this court. I'll play back for purposes of my finding. The first accused person stole the ID of Dominic Bisera 2 days prior to the commission of the offense, armed himself with a gun, carried a kanzu, put it over his cloth, went to Lemuria Gardens, disguised his identity, gained access to the apartment of the deceased, murdered the deceased, left the deceased house, changed his clothes, and eventually went home and burnt the cloth which he wore during the commission of the offense. It is the finding of this court that all this evidence taken culminatively leads to a strong conclusion that the first accused person murdered the deceased. And therefore, it is the finding of this court that the prosecution has proved beyond reasonable doubt all the ingredients of the offense of murder. The death occurred, the cause of that death, the person who, and in this case the first accused, I'm still on the first accused person, committed that offense, it was not a case of homicide, excusable homicide, it was unlawful. And therefore I find the first accused person guilty as charged herein of the offense of murder, that on the night of 19th of September 2018, at an unknown time at Lemuria Gardens apartment, Kitale Lane of Dennis Sprit, with others know before this court, he murdered Monica Nyawira Kimani. The evidence by the prosecution against the second accused person did not place the second accused person in the house of the deceased on the material night. There was no evidence that she had ever communicated with the deceased. The evidence that the prosecution have brought before this court on the second accused person relates to the events of 20th of September 2018, and that is the shooting incident. And in that regard, having considered the provisions of Section 129 of the Penal Code of Kenya, and the second accused person having had no objection to her two statements, it is my considered view that the charge brought against the second accused person was not the proper charge. The result is that the prosecution did not adduce adequate evidence for this court to find the second accused person guilty of the offense of murder of Monica Kimani on the night of 19th of September 2018. The first accused person is convicted on the charge. The second accused person is acquitted of the offense. That is the end of the judgment. We move to the next stage.
So guys, that's the ruling on the murder of businesswoman Monica Kimani. What's your thought about this? Kindly share your opinion in the comment section down below. Like this video, subscribe to this channel and hit on notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I have a new upload. You're now up to date and I'll catch you in the next one.